I'm saying there's a positive dollar value of $77 in this trade. Let's say the next day, by the end of the day, the trade decides to close.
All right. Good afternoon. I hope everyone is good. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much, Tabang, Mr. Chavel, Chatty. You're most welcome. As we always do every Friday, guys, just to share a little bit of knowledge, what we know, to everyone else. So I don't want to waste more time. Fridays people are busy, and again the offices also closes so early these days because of winter and so on and so forth. It gets darker a little bit earlier. So what I prepared today, so that I can share with you, it was about the indices. The biggest part was about the index in the stock market. One of them is called Nasdeq. That's one of the products that actually prepared today so that we can share. The reason why I prepare this type of presentation of index of Nasdaq, it's actually because of how Nasdaq has been performing the past week. We realize that a lot of people have been losing money in the market. A lot of people, they are not understanding how the Nasdaq has been performing. I've been getting a lot of actually calls also, people telling me that why the Nasdaq is reacting like this, why Nasdaq is acting like this, things like that. So I really wanted to make sure that we understand how the stocks itself work, and again how the indices work, and how specific Nasdaq, how it performed in the market. If you remember last week, we were talking about the stocks. So we talked about a couple of stocks from last week. Now we're still going deeper and deeper in stocks and indices. Just a little bit of recap. Last week we talked about the type of stocks that we can find in the stock market. We talk about type of stocks like S&P 500, the Nasdaq itself, France 40, the German 30. So those are stocks based on the different types of new stock exchange. So there's a stock from stock exchange in German. There's a stock from United States, from New York Stock Exchange. There's a stocks from London, which is from London Stock Exchange. Those are the European stocks. So each and every stock, it's based on the session, on the Forex session, or on a let me not say a session, but on a stock exchange. Each and every stock is actually listed on a specific stock exchange. They are not the same. So what happened is sometimes, again, we talked about last week about how can you spot the opportunities when you're trading these stocks, right? You actually spot the opportunities when you're trading these stocks by actually looking at the stock itself before you look at the index. So if you look at the stock, see how the stock is performing, then go to your indices and actually look the index and see how it's performing. So just a quick question in terms of recapping what we did last week. Who still remember what our indices are? Is there anyone who still remember what indices is? Anyone? All right, no problem. So just to remind you again, guys, the index itself, it's a combination of a lot of stocks, a lot of companies that are actually listed on that specific index component, so that you and me, we can be able to trade entirely 24 hours, not based on specific stock exchange when it's open, so that you can trade that type of stock, but actually trading entirely 24 hours, that you can jump in, whether it's a New York session, whether it's a London session, whether you are going on a what you call the Sydney session, you can be able to trade those type of stocks that are actually combined in a one stock exchange. So we're looking at a Nasdaq, which it has more than 100 companies listed in the Nasdaq. We look at an S&P 500, it has over 500 companies listed on there. We look at US30, it has over 30 companies listed from different types of industry in our global economy. So without wasting time, let's just jump into Nasdaq. So if I may ask, what do you understand by the word Nasdaq? So if you hear the word Nasdaq, what exactly do you understand? You can actually mute the mic and let me know, or you can type on a chat. Anyone? Is there anyone, when the word Nasdaq comes, what do we get? According to our conversation from last week about stocks. Thank you very much, Mr. Chete. It's top 100 companies. You are right. Once you hear Nasdaq, have a thought of top 100 companies in the United States, right? Not only in the United States, but you can find some of the companies listed in the Nasdaq that are not based in the United States. One of the example I'm going to give you, one of South African tech companies, Car Tracker. Car Tracker last year, they made themselves into Nasdaq. So they are actually listed on a Nasdaq. So whenever you are actually, you have a car, you are installing Car Tracker, tracker in your car, you are actually boosting the Nasdaq indice in terms of movement. It's a part of Nasdaq, that one. All right, so it actually stands for, as Mr. King Ali says, stands for National Association of Security Dealers. Automated quotation is the world's first electronic quote system that provides a price quote, support trading for over-the-counter stocks. So just to brief it stands for the National Association Security Dealer. That's the whole Nasdaq mean, abbreviation of the Nasdaq. It's a National Association of Security Dealers. Automated quotations, right? So this is the company whereby they decided to deal with the National Association of Security Companies, to deal with technology companies. So when we talk about National Association of Security, there's a lot of things. There's a technology security that you need to associate with this company. We are talking about technology security companies like Microsoft, company who do the softwares and be able to provide to people to run their business, whether at home during COVID-19 lockdown or whether at the office, right? We have companies like what I say, Car Tracker, which deals about the security of the cars that are listed. So if you look at it, most of the companies that are actually listed, it's all about securities of a certain technology that is happening at specific moment, at specific time. All right. Guys, if you have any questions, you have to stop me and ask immediately so that we can deal with the question and then we're moving on. All right. So the Nasdaq 100 is a modified market capitalization weight in index that consists of the largest 100 non-financial companies that are listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. Right. Now we are getting a Nasdaq Stock Exchange. Why we are getting a Nasdaq Stock Exchange? So just because a Nasdaq.com or Nasdaq Inc. It's a company. The company itself that actually lists some other companies under that company. So now for the fact that they are listing some other companies under that company, they become a Nasdaq stock exchange. They become a stock exchange of the company that are actually listed under that Nasdaq, right? Then them, the Nasdaq, they go to list themselves at New York Stock Exchange. You have a company that you outsource small companies to be part of you, then you take yourself and list yourself to a bigger stock exchange. All right.